What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Sunday morning here. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. We do have the stock market futures opening in just a couple of hours Pacific Standard Time. That's usually a front-running signal for Bitcoin, which is the driver of the entire crypto markets. If Bitcoin pumps, you can expect the altcoins to follow or shortly after. And same thing when Bitcoin dumps. So very important to be paying attention to Bitcoin. On this video, we're going to be talking about how to spot patterns before they actually move, before they actually surge. Because let's face it, that's a lot lower risk than actually chasing a pump on the day of. If you guys actually chase pumps on the day of, let me know how that has worked out for you in the comment section below. I have been there, done that. I prefer the lower risk approach that I'm about to show you. Now, Bitcoin right now, it is flat. Same with the other altcoins, Ethereum, total altcoins, total 3. They're going to be very similar with Bitcoin here, okay? So we've had quite a bit of a interesting weekend. Bitcoin dipping to about as low as about 103,000 here. We're going to be taking a look into what could be happening with Bitcoin because that could affect the altcoins coming up in this week. Now, also going to be talking about some news, my instant reaction to some news headlines here in TradingView. So I'm going to be doing that first things first. Altcoin setups. I'll be talking about Neiro coin on this video. Going to be talking about Luna Classic. Going to be talking about Mask Network. So make sure to stay around for that later in this video as well. I'm going to be talking about their price targets and their current setups. Let's go ahead and take a look into some news first, and I'm going to give you my first reaction into some recent news. Bitcoin news here. Bitcoin Maxi, Max Kaiser isn't buying the hype around the new crypto holding companies. Well, I don't really have a reaction to that. I don't really know Max Kaiser, but it doesn't sound like it's bullish because he's not buying into the hype. Okay, what do you guys think about that? Let's see. BlackRock's IBIT inflow streak snaps as $430 million exits in one day. So that's not good for Bitcoin and the crypto markets, right? Because it sounds like the inflow is not going as strong, right? Now, 6 hours ago, Bitcoin still bullish, but 200K off the table and $137,000 in sight. That's gonna be an interesting one. I don't think 200K is off the table actually, because if we actually take a look into the monthly RSI, which I will show you guys in just a moment, very important indicator that I use. I think there is room for over 200K. Okay, and of course, if that's the case, $137,000 Bitcoin is definitely in sight, and this could really extend the bull run here, especially for altcoins. Okay, let's take a look into one more. $202 million in long liquidations rock Bitcoin markets. Okay, what's next for BTC price? I think this is talking about what's happened already over the weekend. Yeah, it has been a little bit of a dip. I have actually put in a long position, a long leverage position for Bitcoin Cash. Just a short one because I think we're at a support level on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame because we're on the daily 21 SMA. Now, that is just what I'm doing personally. None of what I'm saying here in this video is financial advice, of course. I opened a long position, and I'm going to be taking a short-term target profit for that position, and I'm going to be taking a look into the short-term charts and see where I'll be taking profits. All right, so I think let's do one more headline here because I don't think we have that too much news on the altcoins, at least the ones that we're gonna be talking about today. Let's see here. BlackRock's IBIT Bitcoin ETF breaks 34-day streak with that's pretty much in line with this headline here. Um, let's see here. Bitcoin price trend above 100K. The good news and the bad news. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be both sides of the story, right? I mean, I see both a bullish arguments, right, for Bitcoin to continue going. And of course, there are some signals where Bitcoin would continue pulling back as well. I'm going to be talking to you guys about those signals as well. Got to consider both sides of the trade. I am not always just 100% bullish or bearish as a trader. I would read the signals and refresh the charts. You know, constantly, basically. Now, also want to bring up one more thing. If you guys don't have TradingView and if you guys are newbies, especially in the game, you guys should definitely check out TradingView. You get quite a bit of resources in addition to charts. Well, and I think the charts, of course, it is the most important. I would not have survived about more than 5 years of trading without TradingView and just learning about what has happened in the charts and learning how to read the markets for myself, right? So I definitely recommend TradingView. They do have plans, monthly plans for under $20. If you make a profitable trade, I mean, you can make that back in one trade, okay? Um, but I definitely recommend TradingView, and I do have an affiliate link in the description section below. I will receive a commission if you guys sign up using my link. Now let's go ahead and go to Mask USDT. What's going on in this market? There's almost no news here. The last piece of news was April 28th, so let's move on. Also, no news for Terra Luna Classic. No recent news for Neiro as well. So let's just move on here. Let's come to Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin right now, it has dipped back down to about 103,000, and it has been recovering since. And we're still getting we're still seeing the candles price action breaking back on top of some moving averages. Okay, on some of these shorter term moving averages. Okay, it is recovering back up to about 105K. Now, some very important signals to be paying attention to. It wouldn't be fair if I don't mention some of these bearish signals as well. One of which would include the monthly time frame, where we do have bearish divergence on the monthly time frame, where you would have a higher high on the price action chart, but with a lower high on the RSI. That is a very powerful an effective indicator. Okay, it usually indicates a pullback, but there has been exceptions. The big one that is very apparent on this monthly RSI, on this monthly chart, is going to be the December 2020 breakout right here. Okay, where there was bearish divergence comparing to the previous high, but it just kept going for the next couple of months. All right, so could this be an exception, or will we actually get a pullback? So it's very important to be watching out on the lower time frames and see if we can get any clues, right? Weekly time frame, we had bearish divergence for quite some time. Finally getting that weekly candle close, that red candle here. As you guys can see, right now, weekly time frame, it has went down to about 100, and it is right at that solid resistance right here, right? The December 2024 candle here, where there was a solid candle close, and we're basically retesting that solid resistance as support. Very important to see that we don't have weekly candle closes below 104K. Otherwise, we're going to be breaking some of these supports, and we could be going lower. Daily time frame, in my opinion, still looking very good because we have just touched down on the daily 21 SMA for the first time for a while, which is the blue line here, currently at about 106K. We're still very well above the daily 200 SMA, which is very significant. Let's take a look into Ethereum here, see what could be happening. All right, we talked about a cup and handle pattern scenario for Ethereum, okay? Now it's more apparent on the 12-hour time frame, and there has been a fake out a couple days ago, resistance here, still at about 2750. If Ethereum could break out of this pattern, the price target is going to be about 3200, just shy of that. And price targets are estimates only. It could be more, it could be less. Okay, and there could be fake outs, and of course, this could still break down as well. Let's take a look into Total 3. Total 3 had a very similar chart like Ethereum, cup and handle. However, this one broke down, formed a falling channel pattern, but that also broke down. So it has actually broke down from two bullish patterns here. Okay, so what could be happening with Total 3, which is altcoin markets, excluding Ethereum? Very important to be paying attention to this chart as well. So no particular pattern that's going on with Total 3. Gonna be bringing you guys an update on this once I do see a pattern on the high on a just a little bit of a shorter time frame. Let's see if we can get any ideas on the 4-hour time frame at least. No, I don't see a particular pattern. So let's move on from this, and we're gonna revisit this tomorrow. Okay, let's take a look into stock market. Very important. It's gonna be a front-running signal for Bitcoin and of course the crypto markets. Weekly time frame still looking very good. What's happening here is actually retested the weekly 21 SMA, the weekly 50 SMA, and it's still above them. 3-day 3-day time frame here. Still trying to get a solid candle close above the 3-day 50 SMA at about just shy of 5,900. Daily time frame still looking very good because we're above the daily 200 SMA, and the daily 21 has actually just crossed over, and that could be the next level of support for the stock market, S&P 500 futures. All right, let's go over to some altcoins setups. I know you guys are here for the altcoins, but we have to know Bitcoin, okay? I have to know Bitcoin before I dive into any altcoin setups, because if Bitcoin dumps, it's going to destroy those setups. Neiro, we talked about this last time. All right. Falling wedge pattern. That's probably more validated on a shorter time frame here. This is what I'm talking about. The falling wedge pattern here. Price target out of this pattern already broke out, but it hasn't done much, but it is still above the pattern. Okay, price target, I moved it just a little bit, and the price target is going to be about 0.18 cents. Okay, 0.18 cents price target. That is still a pretty good multiple from where the price action is at right now. Okay, since it has actually broken out of that bigger falling wedge, it has formed a smaller one here. Okay, and this could probably be validated on a hourly time frame. I would like to get 3 candle touches on that time frame to validate a trend line, and this one is very close. I don't think we have to be super exact. All right, hourly time frame, it is in a smaller falling wedge. If it breaks out, it usually breaks out to the upside. Then we have a price target of 0.0009 price target. Okay, that is almost twice the price action of what it is right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to Mask Network, see what's going on in this market here. Had quite a bit of a pump. Let's see what could be happening next for Mask Network. Okay. All right, for Mask here, it is trying to break above some weekly moving averages. Okay. Moving averages, when it's on top of the price action, it is going to be resistance. When it is below the price action, it is going to be support. Okay. So weekly time frame. we do have a validated falling wedge here. Okay, very close first candle touch on the top trend line. I'm gonna count that in my opinion. Now, weekly time frame, price target, if it breaks out of this falling channel, it's gonna be about $10.60 price target if it breaks out by this point. Let's take a look into a smaller time frame, see what this price action could be doing. It is at the daily 200 SMA, trying to break on top of that. It is also trying to break outside of a bearish pattern, which is a rising wedge pattern. Okay, let's see if it's going to be successful. I think if it actually gets a daily candle close above a solid daily candle close above this pattern here, this top trend line here, that's going to be a successful breakout of this bearish pattern, and that's very significant. When you have a bullish breakout of a bearish pattern, that is a very strong breakout there. And if it doesn't, if it actually ends back into the pattern and actually breaks down instead, the breakdown target is going to be about $1.40. Okay, something to be mindful of. Let's take a look into Terra Luna Classic, see what's going on in this market. Terra Luna, weekly time frame. Still valid pattern, falling wedge. Price target is still about 0.000346 there, price target. If it doesn't break out by this point, and if the pattern is still intact, move the measure target along the upper trend line. Alright, weekly time frame. It still looks like it has a very subtle higher low on this weekly time frame. Very important to be seeing higher lows, because that is, if you see higher lows in an uptrend, the next logical move is a higher high. Now, weekly time frame, weekly 21 SMA, gonna be your resistance here. That is the blue line. All right, daily time frame, it has broke down from a rising wedge pattern, okay, that usually breaks to the downside. Breakdown target, okay, was right here. Breakdown target, still not quite there yet, okay. It is going to be about 0.00005152, okay. So there could still be some pullback to go for Terra Luna Classic, but it is also within a falling wedge pattern as well. This is the daily time frame. If it actually, if it actually breaks out of this upper trend line here, that tells me that it is a lot more likely that this downside price target gets invalidated, and we could be looking at an upside price target instead. You guys can read that for yourself. Do definitely follow the charts on your own and be charting on your own, and this would be an example of how to go about it. Okay, price target here is going to be about 0.000074. Okay, if it breaks up at that point. And this wraps it up for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys have any technical analysis requests, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what coins you want to see. I will pick one request every day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.